You just tell me how if it should write it up on your phone. Well, sure. Then I'll start. Sure.
So,
Shalom, Israel.
yeah, shalom.
We are the ICPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant Johnny Hanna. We have been teaching this truth since 1969 that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Right? As always, right? Our classes during the week, right? We have the Monday night history class, right, with Officer Makakobal. Tuesday night classes with Officer Sawapiala, right? That is the Brotherhood class on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we have the law class, right, with Officer Matt Koyak, right? But I am Officer Michael. I'll be holding on for Officer Matt Koyak tonight, right? But usually it will be Officer Matt Koyak on the law class. On Fridays, we have the Lashon Kodash, right, the Holy Tongue, right? Where you learn the Hebrew language, which is the original language of the nation of Israel, all right? The original language of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? And this class is done by Officer Yakad, right? And also we have our Sabbath classes on Saturday, all right? And this is done by Officer Yakad and Officer Sowapiala, right? They are the two priests that conduct the Sabbath classes on Saturday. That's on at 10 a.m. on Saturday, right? And on Sunday, we have our scripture breakdown class locally here with our camp leader, Officer Galawan, right? And that is on Sunday. The classes all through the week, except for the Sabbath service, is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right? And also, we have on a Thursday, we don't have any classes locally here in Trinidad, but we tune in online to Commandant Johnny Hanna, right? Where he also does the scripture breakdown for the nation, and also is a good class where you can ask any question about the Bible, any question you have about the Bible. All right, and also tonight, right, we have a special Black Watch tonight with Commandant Johnny Hanna. Commandant Johnny Hanna is the leader of the nation of Israel.
Right.
All right, and we have a special Black Watch tonight. All right, Commandant Johnny Hanna is being interviewed by Olga Bolova, right, a Russian TV host. Right, it will be one-on-one with Commandant Johnny Hanna. All right, they will be talking on the topic of George Floyd, boot kisses in the ISUPK, right? You know, the other nation coming to kiss the boots of the ISUPK because they are realizing that these are the true prophets of the Lord, right? And also, they will be talking about what it is like to be a black man in the Americas, in America, in the Caribbean, on this Western Hemisphere, under the persecution of American law, right, and injustice, right? So that is a special Black Watch tonight, so make sure to tune in online, right? That will be 9 p.m. Trinidad local time tonight, right? Right, and also, you know, it is a command for Israel to come together, right? And as the scriptures say, the two sticks shall become one, right? The northern and southern kingdom of Israel, right, will come together, bringing back all the 12 tribes together, right? So also to our Spanish brothers and sisters, we say somos el ISUPK de 125 calle Harlem, New York, bajo el mando General Hanna. Este campamento sucede en Trinidad and Tobago. Hemos estado enseñando la verdad sobre la Biblia desde 1969, que los negros, hispanos y indios nativos son las 12 tribus perdidas de la nación de Israel. Para obtener más información, por favor, llame ya 2905173. Right? And eso es 2905173. right? Y el líder de campamento para esa zona es el oficial Galawan. Eso es el oficial Galawan. También tenemos clase de español con Zakawa, Banyamian, Shamiwan, Ban Shamiwan. El libro de cara, ISUPK, Santo Domingo. Alright?
Yeah.
So, tonight's topic, we're going to go on to a little bit about, right, the proof that the New Testament, right, the laws was kept in the New Testament, right? You know, the Christian churches like to portray that when you read the New Testament, that they just totally gave up the law, right? And there was no laws in the New Testament. They were just living by love and kindness, and everybody was just floating in the clouds, right? And that is not true, right? Also in the New Testament, the apostles and the brothers who ruled with Christ, even Christ himself, kept the law in the New Testament, right? And we're going to see that as we go along through the scriptures tonight, right? So the first scripture I like to go to is we will start in the Old Testament and then we'll go into the New Testament, right? So we're going to start with 2 Chronicles chapter 14 and verse 2. Baba Kusha.
So like yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Second Chronicles
Chapter 14 and verse 2.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 14 and verse 2. And Asa did that which was good and right in the eyes of the Most High Power.
That's right. Right? This was King Asa, and I say, and Asa did which was good and right in the sight of the Lord. Right? So right away, right, in the sight of the Lord, that is how the Most High starts to chronicles man's life, right? He doesn't watch how much houses you have, how much cars you have, or how many children you have, right? It is based on whether you did what was right in his sight, right? Continue.
Verse 3. For he took away the altars of the strange gods.
That's right. So one of the things he was known for is that he took away the altars of the strange gods. Understand? So all these statues they had at that time erect of different men or different deities as they call it, right? He would remove them. Continue.
And the high places, and broke and break down the images and cut down the groves.
That's right. And he broke down the images and cut down the grove, right? All the things, all the false gods and images that people like to worship at that time, he would break it down, right? And he will dismantle it. Just like today, just like how we have Christianity today. You understand that the image of Caesar Borgia, the white image of Jesus, right? And they portray it to be the Most High Son, right? He would crush that image, right? Just like how they had the cross, the groves, he will break down all the crosses and all the different altars that they will build up to these false gods, right? He will totally destroy that, right? Right? And that made him right in the sight of the Most High, right? Continue.
Verse 4. And commanded Judah to seek the Most High Power of their fathers, and to do the law and the commandment.
That's right. And he commanded Judah to seek the Lord God of their fathers, right? And to do the law. And that's what we come into, right? And this is what King Asa was about. He was commanding people, just like how the ISUPK they go out in the street, right? And we speak to brothers and sisters to keep the law. King Asa did the same thing, right? He was a king, just like how the Bible says we prophesied to be kings and priests on the earth. He was a king, but also he did the work of the priests. He prophesied to the people to tell them, you guys need to keep the law, right? So this is the Old Testament, right? Continue.
Verse 5. Also, he took away out of all the cities of Judah the high places and the images, and the kingdom was quiet before him.
That's right. You understand? So all them piece of church that I had to Buddha and Krishna and all the different places that would go to worship and burn incense and all these burn strange incense, right? He will destroy all these places, right? And it said what? And it said the kingdom was quiet before him, right? Because it had no turmoil. The Most High didn't have to come against the city because they was doing what was right in the sight of the Lord, right? So from there, I want to go into 2 Chronicles 15 and 3, Baba Kusha.
The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 3. Now for a long season, Israel had been without the true power and without a teaching priest.
Right, so you see, for a long season, Israel had been without what?
Israel had been without a true power and without a teaching priest.
And that is what happening today to us in society today. All right, when you look around today, right, the people who we supposed to depend on in society, right, or priests and pastors and all the different religious leaders, right, they fall asleep. So the entire place now without a teaching priest, because they're not teaching the truth about the Most High. They're busy teaching all the different prosperity gospels. Understand? They're busy collecting tithes, right? And expanding their churches and buying Rolls Royces and houses and flying on private jets and going to all type of different vacations. They're busy, right, with their own lusts and devices, right? And the people, which is the black man, the Hispanic man, and the Native Indian man, end up now without a teaching priest, nobody to teach them the truth about the scriptures, right? Nobody to teach them the truth about the law, right? And thank God for that Commanding Johnny Hanna since 1969 has been holding on the truth, and now the ISUPK is on the streets teaching the truth about the scriptures and the truth about the law, right? Continue.
And without law,
right? And without law, so the people become lawless, and when they become lawless, that is when all strange manner of evil that's come against you, right? So that's why people with abortion and people being murdered in the streets, right? Men being being caught in women being caught in adultery, and understand, men in homosexuality, understand, and all kind of strange diseases coming and take us and plague us, right? Because there is nobody to show us the law of the Most High to escape many of these evils that take man upon the face of the earth, right? And also that is why too we celebrate these pagan holidays,
right?
And understand, because no law, right? Nobody to tell you what is right or what is wrong.
That's right.
You understand where I'm from? Nobody to show you where the feast days are the Most High. You understand? Nobody to show you nobody to show you that Easter and Christmas and Valentine's Day is not of the Lord. You don't know, because the priest drop asleep. You understand? The Christian church totally drop asleep, right? And leave the people exposed. You understand? That's why in Jeremiah they say the gates thereof languish. You understand? Because the leaders get weak and fail, right? They fall asleep at the gate. Dano God for the nation, right? Right? And also, and it's a lot of things. These things go into murder and rape and oppression, because now the other nations could take advantage of us. You understand? Because you just lawless, right? And walking about the place unknowing, right? We don't even know that the other nations is we enemies,
right?
You understand? Sad to say, you understand? We think that we get oppressed for over 400 years in slavery and still coming back to love the white man. Understand? Still coming back to join hands with all the different nations, right? Look, recently, I listened. They had the Labor Day in Trinidad here, the 19th of June, right? And the Ansel Roger, right? He was talking about the black man and the oppression of the white man. So they understand, right? They understand that the white man, so they understand that the white man brings oppression on the black man. So that part clear in the mind. But then, why is he going on in his speech now? He come and say that all that is why all black people, and he include East Indian people, must come together and hold hands, and that is would have fail. You understand? Because a lot of people don't understand. Like when Trinidad and Tobago in the 1970s Black Power movement, they joined hands, right, to fight to work in banks and all the different places that they couldn't work, right, with white people, right, and they joined hands with the East Indian to do this, right. But instead of we fighting to build we own school and to have we own banks, right, we fight to integrate with them. Understand? And we still end up in the bottom of society because all nations already had their culture, laws, and everything intact, so that the structure their nation could keep them in place. But we had no structure. Understand? So by us integrating now, we integrating with them only push us further back in the bottom, right? Because our nation had no structure. Understand? From we had no direction. Understand? And then they just want to come and tell you, well, look, black people lazy and black people this. But what I don't understand is we as a nation, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, as an entire nation, because we have no structure, we will look lazy and appear to be doing nothing. Understand? Because we have no direction, no leader to point me in the right direction. Right? Until now, until Commander Jolie Hanna and the ISUP case in 1969, telling blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come back together. Come back as one nation, gather yourself together. All nation not desired. Understand? Come back and join together as one. That is the only way. You have to separate from these other nations. Right? And that is what a lot of people don't understand. Integration only means failure for the black man. That is all it means.
That's right.
Right? All right, we're going on to read on a little more, Baba Kisha.
The book of 2nd Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 4. But when they, in their trouble, did turn into Salakia, but when they, in their trouble, did turn unto the Most High power of Israel and sought him, he was found of them.
That's right. You understand? And that day is the power the children of Israel have. The children of Israel have this power under we belt, and many of the nations and many of the scholars of the other nations know, right, that when Israel turn back to the God, right, when they seek the Most High, when they begin to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, that this is our power, right? And it's saying here, right, but when they sought him, he was found. The Most High begins to answer the prayer of Israel, begin to come on the side of Israel when they begin to keep these laws. So the battle of the nation is to keep the black man, the Hispanic man, the Hispanic man and the Native Indian man in the bottom of society by keeping you not following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And once they could keep you doing that, right, they will always be on top, right? And that is how serious this Bible is, and that is how serious it is to keep these laws, right, and operate in righteousness in the sight of the Most High, right? And it will help us escape this hell and captivity that we are in today, right? So when you look at that, and when you look at how the old or as they say how the Old Testament is structured, nobody debates that the Old Testament is not about laws. Everybody know that the Old Testament full of laws, full of statutes, and full of commandments. But the issue, it becomes an issue when it comes into the New Testament, because the Christian church, right, and all their followers, right, want to do what they want, right? They want to live carefree and lawless, and by wanting to live like this, right, they push the agenda that the New Testament has no laws, that you can live free, carefree, and careless, and you could do what you want, right? And nobody in control of you, you're independent, right? All kind of strange manner of doctrine come up, right, when it comes to the New Testament, right? And most of them they say it's just all love, right? And kindness and peace, right? And when they die, you're up in the clouds, and understand, and you're going up in heaven and sing and play harp and live happily ever after. And according to the Bible, that's not in the Bible. You understand? That's nowhere to be found in the Bible, right? So now we're going to go to the New Testament, right, and see in the New Testament where these laws, right, were still kept by the prophets, were still kept by the apostles, right? These laws were still kept by Christ when he walked the face of the earth, right? So we're going to go to the New Testament, and the first scripture I want to give in the New Testament is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Baba Kisha.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Right, so he said, think not that I am come to destroy the law. In other words, he's saying, do not think. Don't think that I come to remove this law. Go ahead.
Or the prophet.
Or the prophets. So all the things that the prophets preach and prophesy, he ain't come to remove that. Go ahead.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right, and he say he has not come to destroy, but to fulfill the law. Right. And when I talk about fulfilling the law, right, it means he come to show you how to keep the law. He come to bring the understanding of the law. And all the things that the prophets prophesied about him, he come to execute. Right? So it's like if I call somebody and say, well, go and pick up a cake, right? The fulfillment will be the person actually going and executing that order, or executing that task, right? So he came, and all the things that the prophets prophesied that he would do, he came and did it on the face of the earth, right? Continue.
Verse 18.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Right? He said till heaven and earth pass, and we know the heaven is still here and the earth still here. Go ahead.
One jot or one tittle shall not in no wise pass from the law.
Right. One jot or one tittle, not the dot, not the I or the cross, not the T, shall in no wise pass from the law. So we trying to tell him is nothing in change. Understand? All I come here on the scene, right? As Christ, nothing from the law has not changed. You understand? You still had to keep the law. You still had to not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Right? You still can't sleep with another man's wife. Right? You still can't be a murderer. You still can't be a homosexual. You still can't commit abortion. Right? You still have to keep the things in the law that was written in the prophets. Right? What was reached? Verse 18? Right. Go ahead. Verse 19.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right. Understand? So whosoever break the commandment and teach men to do so, they will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. And when they rank in the kingdom of heaven, you will be in the bottom. Understand? Right? And that is what our Christian leaders, right, heading to. They're heading to be least in the kingdom because they break the law and they teach men to do so. Right? That was the end of that? Go ahead.
But whosoever shall do and teach them the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right. Understand? And whosoever teach them, and who teach men to keep the law and to do what is good, they should be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Just like what we read in Chronicles with King Asa, right? The scriptures say he did what was good and right in the sight of the Lord because he taught men to keep the law. You understand? He taught them to seek after the things of the Most High. Right? You will give me Mark chapter 15 and verse 4. Baba Kusha.
Mark chapter 15 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Tell us, when shall these things be?
Right, so the disciples, them talking to Christ now, and they're telling him, tell us, when shall these things be? Go ahead.
And what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled.
Right? And they want to know what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled. Right? Continue.
And Jesus answering them began to say, take heed, lest any man deceive you.
Right? So he said, listen carefully, so that no man could deceive you. Go ahead.
Verse 6. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. I shall deceive many.
So many will come saying he is Christ, and they say, and they shall deceive many. Right? So many will end up going down that road. Continue.
Verse 7. And when you hear of wars and rumors of wars,
right? So when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, and when you hear of all the Putins and the North Korea and the Donald Trump and Assad and how they want to come down in Venezuela, so you're hearing wars and rumors of wars. Go ahead.
Be you not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet.
Right? They say such things shall need be, but the end shall not be yet. Understand? And the Christian church like to tell you that everything fulfilled already. Understand where I'm from? And which is not true. The end is not yet. Right? Continue.
Verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation.
Right? So it's saying now, nation will rise against nation. When I say nation rise against nation, that basically touching on World War III. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Right? So World War III impending. Right? Written in the prophecies. Right? Continue.
And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places.
All over the world. All over the world, having all kind of strange things happening, including earthquakes. Go ahead.
And there shall be famine and trouble. These are the beginnings of sorrows.
Right. Continue jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. And the gospel must first be published among all nations.
Right. I said the gospel must first be published among all nations. Right? Right? And when you look at today, right, this prosperity gospel, right, and jumping up in churches with all the hullabaloo and putting hands on people's forehead and telling them to buy prayer cloth, right, and anointing oil and all different things they're making them buy, understand? Telling them they will be healed of the sickness. That is the gospel they're talking about. Understand? The real gospel is that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The real gospel is that Christ came for the nation of Israel only. He came for his people.
Right.
And when this is being taught and all nations on the earth, then they say what? The gospel must be first published to all nations, and then read verse 11.
Verse 11. But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take note beforehand when you shall speak. Neither you premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour that speak, you for it is not you that speak, but the Holy Spirit.
Right, understand? So basically, the end can come until the ISUPK under command of General Hannah and this truth about this Bible spread throughout the entire world, right? And then this end will come. So how the Christian church just tell you everything fulfilled and the waited to die to go in heaven in the clouds and all these things, all them things is not true, right? That is a lie according to the Bible. According to the Bible, the black, the Hispanic, and the Native Indian man are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. They are the chosen people of God, and they are the ones who need to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments, right? To seal the 144,000, right? For Christ to come back. Go ahead.
And then after now, I say they're like them Christian people, like, so when somebody pass away now, there's like they say, yeah, he in a good place.
Yeah. That's your thing, understand? Right? And they don't even understand, right? Because they make you feel that you're going to this place where and there's no more pain and no more suffering, understand? no animal ain't go eat here, and everything go live as one, and all these things, right? And the thing is, they telling adulterers and homosexuals and all these people in the churches these things, and they're not telling them to change. So you believe in your heart, understand? Right? That homosexual believe in his heart that he going to heaven, and he don't have to change. You understand where I'm coming from? So he continuing being a homosexual. You understand? And not knowing, understand, that his destiny is punishment and pain. You understand where I'm coming from? But they're telling you, don't study that. Don't study this life. It have a better one to come. So then now, you living on the earth, waiting to die because you're feeling that when you're dead, it will get better. You understand? And that is the sad thing about the Christian church. You understand? What was that? Was verse 10?
Can.
Alright.
No, that was verse
11.
Yeah, we finished verse 11.
Alright, drop down to verse 26, Babakisha.
Mark chapter 13 and verse 26. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory.
Right. And said, then you shall see the Son of coming in the clouds with great power and with great glory. Right. So when the gospel is preached published to the ends of the earth, that is when the Most High will come. But until that time happen, that ain't happening. You understand? We are the focus on doing what is in the law in the scriptures, right? Go to verse 27.
Verse 27. And then shall he send his angels and shall gather to his elect from the four winds, from the utmost parts of the earth to the utmost parts of the heaven.
Right. And if you look around today, you didn't see that yet. We didn't see no angel pass together, nobody. You understand where I'm from? All these things the Christian church like to ignore, right? And they do like to preach this in the churches. You understand? Because then people will realize the wrongdoings, or it will expose the wrongdoings that they're doing. Because plenty of the things that they do in the church, they want it to be normal among the people. And that is how they're able to escape and get away with some of the evil things that they do. And that's where I come from, because a lot of people sometimes the pastor do something real erroneous, and you will find the members still holding on. Nah, they're not pastor. And that's where I come from, because they don't know. Their base is on the pastor. And that's where I come from. So even though he might do something wrong, they will still fight for it. Right? But if you show them, if they're able to see in the book of the law that this man wrong according to the law, then they will realize now that the fault is with the man. You understand? But they try to put fault in the book and not the man. They try to make the man perfect. So bad. You understand where I'm from? And it's like he could never do wrong. You understand? Even though in plain sight, when everybody telling you, no, look, the man do wrong, they'll go hold on to it still. Right? We go into jump to Matthew chapter 12 and verse 1. Baba Kusha.
Matthew chapter 12 and verse 1. At that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were... Slack here. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 1. At that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were an hungered.
Right. So this was a Sabbath day, right? And Christ and the disciples were going to a cornfield, and they said the disciples were going to go ahead
and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat.
Right? And they began to pick corn and eat because they're hungry. Right? And they could have do that. Right? Even though the field might not be their own, they could have do that. Because back in the law, right? That they tell you that the farmers had to leave the corner at the field for the poor and for the stranger. You understand? And when they talk about the stranger, they mean anybody in Israel who was a nation of Israel, they could have walk in the corners and eat from the corner of the field, right? So them know they could have pick corn and eat, right? Continue.
Okay. Verse 2. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, the disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day.
Right. And this is where the Christian church like this is. Now the Christian church does say that the New Testament, in the New Testament, you do have to keep the law, right? But when I look at it here, the Pharisees now trying to accuse them of something in the law, right? Showing you that at that time, the people at that time used to keep the law. You understand where I'm coming from? Because otherwise, the way the sense are accusing you, if nobody never used to keep it. Christ would just say, well, nobody don't keep the law again, so we think on. You understand? But here now, the Pharisees saying, look, you're doing something on the Sabbath day, right? That you're not supposed to do, right? Because the Pharisees didn't understand. The Pharisees back then go be like your modern day Christian pastor today, right? So the pastors, them hanging out, and they see them eating corn in the field and start to accuse them, right? Go ahead to verse 3.
Verse 3. But he said unto them, Have you not read what David did?
Right. So now he bringing scripture for them, right? He say if all they want to pull me in the law, I could show you. This is the true understanding of it, right? So he telling them, have you not read what David did? So he recounting, right? This was in the Old Testament. This happened, right? So they're reading back the account in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
When he was an hungered, and they that were with him.
Continue.
Verse 4. How he entered into the house of the Most High, and did eat the shewbread,
right,
which was not lawful.
Right, which was not lawful for him to eat, right? Because back then the shewbread was really for the priests. Right, so when the priests in the house of the Lord, they would eat this bread. But David now, right, he and the men was hungry, right, and they enter into the house, right, and the priest gave them the bread, right. Continue.
Neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests.
Right, because it was only for the priests, right, that's what you call wisdom, right? Because we go rather you go rather all the men that use a priest and some men come to eat a bread in the house of the Lord and they say, boy, all catch that way and the starve and dead, that ain't gonna make no sense. You understand where I'm coming from? In the eyes of the Most High, go watch you as a fool. You understand where I'm coming from? So he gave them the bread and they live. You understand where I'm coming from? Because these Israelite men. You understand where I'm coming from? Right? Continue.
Okay. Verse 5. Or have you not read in the law how that on the Sabbath day the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless?
Right, understand? And then he gave them one precept, right? Explain, reading in the law where David do, and then he come and hit them on the next one. He say, "Oh, have you not read in the law?" Right? So which means he's showing them, right, that we reading from the law in the New Testament, right? There was reading from the law, right? So all like what the Christian church like to say today, these men were reading from the law. They still kept the law, right? So he say, "No, have you not read in the law, right? How that on the Sabbath days the priests and the temple profane the Sabbath? How? Because back then, right? This is what they used to say. They used to say you can't do nothing. You understand? So you know like them Christian Israelites today, they tell you can't do nothing. You just have to stay home, sit down, you can't cook, right? You just have to sit down in a chair, take up all the light, you can't watch no TV, and all them kind of nonsense. You understand? Right? And that was based on an old scripture, because in the Old Testament, it had a guy who come out and start to gather wood now.
Okay.
Right? And the Mosai kill him for it, right? But what do you understand? Back then, that was like a job. You understand where I'm coming from? And the Mosai telling you had a rest. That was a day rest. You understand? But he's still taking it on his own. You understand? the whole nation, remember, you're not in captivity, the whole nation at rest. And so it picture like we in Israel, we're not under captivity, and the whole nation resting, and you still going out there to go and chop wood. You're still going out there to do our work then. You're still going out there for gain. You understand? That makes no sense because you're not in captivity. You understand? But today, when you look at today now, we in captivity. You can't say you ain't going to do because you lost your work. They don't know wisdom. Okay. You understand where I come from? But in the time when the Most High get away back in Israel, you feel it, you're gonna do work for hire on the Sabbath day? No. You understand where I come from? So the Pharisees at that time didn't understand the Sabbath. So he drew the reference with the priest in the temple, because the priest now, if he really go to hold it to the law with no wisdom in it, right? If they have the spirit of the law behind it, the priest in the Sabbath, them had to do all the offering and all the sacrifice, and they still had to burn the offering. Burn offering is cooking. They still had to do that. They still had to do the work of the Lord. You understand? So what you tell them is, if you want to say you can't do nothing in the Sabbath, then we had to blame all you, because all these priests and all those profane the Sabbath every day by doing the chores in the temple. Go ahead.
And that's where that's the right way now saying it, because when you check, like I said, with the priests and them was doing all the cooking and all, right?
Yeah.
So when you check like the same holy convocation, so we had the Sabbath, and then after we had the feast days.
Right.
And some of the feast days that does do cooking.
The cooking.
So
yeah.
There's seeing that the does do cooking on the Sabbath and all too.
That's right. And that's where I come from. Right? The burn out offering is like barbecue. You understand where I come from? You're barbecuing the meat. You understand where I come from? So that is they didn't have that understanding of the law. You understand? So in them 2 times now, right? He had to come and check them, right? We're going into verse 6, Babakisha.
Verse 6. But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple.
That's right. He say unto you, in this place is one greater than the temple, right? And you're talking about himself, Christ, right? He's saying he greater than the temple, right? Because he coming to give them the understanding of the law. Go to verse 7, Babakisha.
Verse 7. But if you had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless.
Right, you understand? And he say if they would have mercy, if they know what this law mean, right? They would have mercy and not sacrifice, right? And they wouldn't condemn the guilty, because a lot of people who they accuse are doing things, right? That wasn't wrong for doing it, and I thought there was not guilty, and they condemn them like if they're guilty then, and I from they feel that he was doing something bad, and I understand when something good you're doing, and I understand where I'm from, right? And it go drop lower down, but in an instance, like it's on the Sabbath, right? And your brethren cat a boss. So they go say, I can't help you. You understand where I come from? Right? And when you go and help them now, so like back then, when you go and help them, a man need help, you understand it, let me say, probably the dinner car is donkey or horse, whatever they're using, the carriage. You understand? And the whole carriage wheel fall out. Right? And he can't move. And he see and he know use a man who does fix carriage wheel. Where you go say, I'm going to help you? Because you tell you Sabbath and leave you whole cart on the side of the road? You wouldn't do that. Yeah. Go ahead.
So like you go I'll come back tomorrow.
You understand? You go tell you I'll come back on the Sabbath. And leave the man and the whole family on the side of the road with the train. You understand? Yeah. Them is the kind of madness if people don't understand the law, they will do. And understand where I'm coming from? And that is what the Pharisees didn't understand, right? So when we start to read law down, we will get even more clear, right? So continue. We're going down to verse 7, Babakisha.
Finish
it. Yeah, you finish verse 7, go to verse 8.
Verse 8. For the Son of Man is the Lord, even of the Sabbath day.
Right. So you come and tell them now, the Son of Man is even Lord of the Sabbath day. So he's talking about himself and he talking about he brethren. Understand? Right? The man was not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath made for man. You understand where I'm coming from? That is your day. That is your day of rest. You understand? Continue.
Verse 9. And when he was departed, then he went into the synagogue. Verse 10, and behold, there was a man which had his hand withered, and they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath day? That they might accuse him.
That they might accuse him, right? So he just explained to them, right? So it's like this. It's like this. Christ walking on the way to the temple, right? He walking on the way to the temple. So he walking a little distance away. They brace him in the cornfield. Start accusing about the corn, right? He bring the priest to show them now, but what we doing lawful, right? They come out the cornfield, right? They're still going, right? They come back again to accuse him now in the temple, because now he might walk and go into the temple, right? So they walk and go into the Sabbath, right? And that I'm all showing you that how Christ used to keep the Sabbath, because he go into the temple, right? And when he reach in the temple now, the same thing he just telling them before, bro, you can help somebody. You can help a man on the Sabbath. He trying to explain that to them. They still can't understand. So now they go in the temple and they see a man with a hand. You know, some people, the hand bend up. Some people born that way, or sometimes, you ever see people on drugs, after a while you just get deformed, your hand and thing, right? Yeah, okay. Right. So sometimes born that way, or sometimes life circumstances make you end up that way. He reached in the temple and they're still waiting to accuse him, because still, after he explained all that to them before, they still don't understand. Right? So, read on to verse 11.
Verse 11. And he said unto them, What man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it?
That's right. You understand? So the law is, right, that the Sabbath is at their rest, right? But he trying to explain to them, right, what the day really about. He trying to get them the understanding, right? And he say if a man have a sheep, right, and it fall into a pit, will he not lay hand? So you ain't gonna take it out. You gonna leave the sheep in the pit. You understand? You will let the sheep dead in the pit and say I will come back tomorrow. Right? Continue.
Verse 12. How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day.
Right. So he explained to them now. If, right, your sheep fall in the hole, right, or your car break down, right, your tire bust, you're going to patch it. You understand where I'm coming from? So then he say now, how much more helping a man or your brethren more important on the Sabbath day? You understand where I'm coming from? Right? So your brethren way more important than a sheep. You understand? So then now, you would want to help him on the Sabbath day. So then he trying to explain to them now, he's saying in the bottom here, right? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath. It's lawful to do something good on the Sabbath. It's lawful to help somebody on the Sabbath. You understand? You wouldn't leave them stranded. You understand where I'm coming from? You wouldn't know your mother get medication. You understand? And it tells you it's the Sabbath. You understand? And when they come back tomorrow, she get a stroke and dies it. She cap out. Because you wanted to keep the Sabbath. That is ridiculousness. You understand where I'm from? When they can just go and pick up the medication. That is it. Right? Continue.
Verse 13. Then said he to the man, Stretch forth thy hand. And he stretched forth, and it was restored whole like as the other.
Right. Continue.
Verse 14. Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him.
Right. So he went on and he healed the man's hand. You understand where I'm coming from? He helped the man. Right? Because we are saying it's lawful to do good on the Sabbath. It's lawful to help people on the Sabbath. You understand where I'm coming from? Right? And that was good and acceptable in the eyes of the Most High. But the Pharisees, them going and seek counsel to try to destroy him now. You understand? They start a plot. So they start to come with new ways and new strategies. You understand? To see how we could get rid of this man. Because why? Exactly what happening here is what happening today. Right? It's like when we go out on the street and we tell people you shouldn't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. And understand, and they shouldn't sleep with the next man's wife. It has exposed the Christian pastor, because that is what them doing behind the scenes. And understand, and if they get caught and they brought in public now, right? Now the people will be able to say, but hey, look in here it say you can't sleep with the next man's wife. You understand? They'll be able to go in law and show it, because a lot of people when you talk to them on the street, what do they say? But I never know that was inside there, because they don't know. You understand? So, and if you don't know, right, how you can hold the Christian leaders, they can't hold them accountable because they don't know. So they will just bamboozle you. You understand? They will tell you all kind of thing. That seal, you don't understand the book. You understand? And so all kind of thing. Or the famous thing is it don't mean that. You understand? And them kind of thing. You understand? So then now, when the people know, then now it forcing the religious leaders to live at a higher standard, right? And they don't want to live at that standard. You understand? Them want to continue doing all the eating pork and shrimp and crab, because like today a Christian pastor could go in a restaurant and order pork and eat comfortable, because the masses of the congregation don't know that unlawful, but pretend that they know now it's unlawful. And the same would happen. You know what's going to happen there? Half of the church gone.
Okay.
You understand where I'm coming from? And that is why they want to keep it that way and keep it unlawful. Right? And that is why the Pharisees started to seek counsel against them now, because it's time to expose them. You understand? The truth he bring in, it's too real. You understand? Right? So from there we go jump to Matthew 22 and 36. Wabakusha.
One.
36.
Matthew 22 and verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
Right. So the started asking now, right? Started ask Christ, which is the great commandment of the law? The reason why they're asking this, again, is because in the New Testament, they used to keep the law. Otherwise, they never asked them this in the place. You understand? If they never used to keep no law, then they ain't asking them nothing but the law. You understand? They are asking, Master, what are the ways we could do what we want? You understand? Because they will not have to keep no law. But they ask them this because they know they have to keep the law. Right? Continue.
Verse 37. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Right, so you say you have to love the Lord with all your heart, soul, and mind. Basically saying your life is the Lord's own. You understand where I'm coming from? That is how you're functioning. You're walking in the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. You understand? You're no longer living in the way of the world, right? Continue.
Verse 38. This is the first and great commandment.
Right, so you see that the first and great commandment. Continue.
Verse 39. And the second is like unto it.
Right, and you see the second one is like unto it. Meaning the second one is equal to it. Continue.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right, he said, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right, that equal to it, right? That is this part of the law here. He's saying now. This part of the law here, he's saying, is equal to the first part, right? Continue.
Verse 41. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them. Verse 42.
Slack here. Go back up to 40. Read from 40. Baba Kusha.
Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets.
Right. So the second one, which is to love your neighbor as yourself, right? That is brotherhood. All we want for your neighbor, you should want for yourself. Understand? I don't want my neighbor sleep with my wife, so I shouldn't sleep with his wife. I don't want my neighbor murder me, so I shouldn't murder him. Understand? Right? So all the things you want for you, you must want that for your neighbor, which is right in the sight of the Most High, right? And then it's saying here now in verse 40, on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets, meaning that all what the prophets was teaching them in the past encompass these two laws here, right? All the laws trying to make us serve the Lord with all your heart, soul, mind, and body, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Understand? So when he tell you don't murder, that is a law to love your neighbor as yourself. Understand where I'm from? When he tell you don't commit adultery, that is a law to love your neighbor as yourself. When he tell you don't have no other images before the Lord, right? No graven images. That is the law, right? To love the Lord thy God with all your heart, soul, mind, and body. You understand? All the laws, right? If you want to simplify it and bring it up based on these two laws here. You understand where I'm from? Right? So all the laws that keep it from Moses' time coming straight up into the New Testament based on these two. You understand? That will say it hang on these two. You understand? But then now the laws individually gonna tell you don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Don't get sick. Who was sickness for you want sickness for yourself? No. And it wouldn't want sickness for your brother. It wouldn't want sickness for your sister. Right? So all the laws based or hang on these two, right? From there jump to Slakia. That was verse 40, you read it, right?
Oh, God.
Right. Jump to Matthew chapter 23 and verse 23. Babakisha.
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 23.
Go ahead.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
Right. They say, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees. And as I say, the scribes and Pharisees are modern day pastors today, right? So it say woe means destruction. So it's saying now destruction unto you pastors. That's what it basically saying. Continue.
Hypocrites, for you pay tithes of mint and anise and
Cumin.
and have omitted the weightier matter of the law.
Right. So this right in red. So this Christ talking, right? So Christ telling the Christian pastors at that time now, right? He call them hypocrites because the paying tithes, right? Tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. Right? Continue.
Judgments, mercies, and faith.
Right? So the weightier matters of the law is judgment, mercy, and faith. Right? Go ahead.
These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Right. So he tell them the weightier matters of the law, they're supposed to do it. Right? And they're not doing it. And, right? In the bottom say, and not leave the other undone. So the paying tithes, which is good. But not because you're paying tithes, meaning you can ignore the rest of the law. You understand? You can't keep the part where you like and don't keep the part where you don't like. You have to keep all the law. You understand? And the weightier matters, which is mercy, judgment, that no mercy. They didn't care. You understand? Come from them used to go and spy on people. You understand? Just to see if they're breaking the law. You understand? Come from just the one who did jagged for adultery, right? Them went and spy. So them was watching. You understand where I'm from? To finally to drag you out, to say you commit adultery. That's how evil that was back then. That had no mercy. You understand? And to get a kind of clearer understanding, the scribes and Pharisees, them was there was like the police at that time in the nation. You understand? So the laws of Israel, them go be walking around just looking for people to accuse. That's all they're doing. It's like how your modern day police is today. The police driving and they see a man and they realize it now. He have a ras on the head, let you rub him down. You understand? Or he a black man, let you rub him down. You understand? That's how there was long time. Scribes and Pharisees. You understand? There was looking to accuse people. Anything they could find just to bring them before the law, right? Because that's like entertainment for them, right? Right. So that was verse 23.
Come.
Right. Go down to verse 24.
Verse 24. You blind guides which train and is Jannat and swallow a camel.
Right. So he called them blind guides, right? And that way Christian pastors is today. The Christian pastors is blind guides. The reason why they're blind is because they don't follow nothing in the law. You understand? So they're unable to help the black man, the Hispanic man, the Native Indian man. There are no solution for crime, right? There are no solution for abortion and homosexuality and all these different things, because they have no dealings with the law. They ignore the law. Understand? So they have become blind, right? And it tell you which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. And when I say strain at a gnat and swallow a camel, it's like this, right? It's like the little things, they're making a big deal out of it, right? And whilst them on the next side now doing something real big, and it's wrong. You understand? So a good example is like this, right? You know, they will tell you, right? You have to go and get your marriage papers to say married, right? Now that in the sight of the Most High is a little thing, right? To get your marriage papers, because in the sight of the Most High, sex is marriage. You understand? Right? If your marriage papers burn, you still can't get rid of your wife. You understand? You can light a fire and burn to ashes. You understand? Sex is marriage. You understand where I'm coming from? So that is that, but they're making it a big thing. Like, well, they didn't. Well, all they married and thing. And you understand where I'm coming from? Right? Why all them didn't go in the church and married, or why all them go in the one office? You understand? So they make a big thing out of it when actually sex is marriage. So in the side of the Most High, all they still married, even though all they don't have no papers, right? But why is them now committing? Why them behind the scenes committing adultery? So them doing a big thing, right? Right? And expecting people now just to lay pass. You understand? So so what you tell them is the strain at the small things, and the big things they just fail. You understand? Because they're doing wrong in the sight of the people. The judgment off. Right? Continue.
Verse 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess.
That's right. You understand? The outside, they present the outside to be all holy. Right? So when I watch like all the pastors, all the Pastor Coffee and the Archbishop Gordon and all of them, the outside holy. That have only the cab, you understand? The looking spiritual, you understand where I'm coming from? But on the inside, the unclean. You understand? Because the inside filled with corruption and lust and lasciviousness and all different manner of evil in them. You understand? Because they have no part of the law in them. You understand? And neither do they teach people to follow the law. You understand? Continue.
Verse 26. Thou blind Pharisees, cleanse first that which is within the cup and the platter, that the outside of them may be clean also.
Right, and so that we have to do. That is why this scripture tell you examine yourself daily. We have to clean the inside, examine yourself, understand, and then now you're able to show people the way, to teach people the law, because you understand where it is to be righteous, where it is to be right with in the sight of the Most High, right? From there, jump to Acts 21 and 20. And I'll say that remind me of a video of some McCrae pop now, right? With a woman, the woman ended up getting raped in the Catholic Church in Mount St. Benedict's Day, right? And she get raped for, she said 5 years that happened to she. You understand? I think she was 7 years when that happened to she. And she said the priest in the church raped she. You understand where I'm from? And she reached a big woman today, and that it crushed the lady still. A big woman today. You understand where I'm from? And she was talking about because how it was at that time, the school was like inside the church compound now, right? And the priest, he functioned as a priest, and also he was a teacher in the school. You understand? And he raped the lady, and she now didn't want to go to school. You understand? So she says, when she mother sent she to school, she ain't going to school. She go just hang out somewhere for the rest of the day, and then come back home. And she mother now beaten she unconsciously, because she not going to school, and didn't even ask the child, well, why you ain't going to school? You understand? Until she reached a big enough age to see, well, what was really happening to she. You understand? So that will be happening in the Christian church. You understand? And a lot of people don't understand the evil that them pastors and priests in these institutions has become committing against people. Right? Right? From there, you jump to Acts 21 and 20, Babakisha.
Acts chapter 21 and verse 20. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou sayest, brother, how many thousands of Jews they are which?
Right, so you see, this was basically when Paul come back in, he gave any report, because remember Paul gets sent to the Gentiles, right? It was Israelites living in other countries, but the lifestyle become like the heathen, because there wasn't following no law. So he now had to go and teach these Israelites living in other countries, right, about the law of the Most High, right? And he come back here now and giving them a report, right, about what happened, right? So read back from the top again.
Acts chapter 21 and verse 20. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou sayest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there which believe?
Right, so he reporting to them, it are thousands of Jews which believe. Continue.
And they are all zealous of the law.
And they're all ready and willing and keeping the law. You understand where I come from? Proven that in the New Testament, the Jews kept the law. You understand? They didn't have the laws done away with. That was nowhere inside it. The Jews kept the law. Right? Continue.
Verse 21. And they are all informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles.
Right? And that's what Paul do. Paul teach the Jews which was among the Gentiles. So he teach the Israelite people who was living in other nations. Just like today, how we Israelites living in Trinidad. You understand? And Paul would have traveled for, let me say, it was a functioning the land of Israel was functioning today as the true kingdom. He would have been traveling from Israel and coming down all in the Caribbean, teaching people about the law, because we would not know about the law. You understand where I come from? And then he go back and report to them that these people who live down in the Caribbean and down in Trinidad and down in Venezuela, right? The zealous of the law. You understand where I come from? These were people who keep in the law. You understand where I come from? So all this is proof, right, that in the New Testament they used to keep the law, right? So let me go on to jump to Acts 22 and 12, and let me see some more parts in the New Testament where the Jews kept the law.
Acts chapter 22 and verse 12. And one Ananias, a devout man, according to the law, having a good report of all Jews.
That's right. So they say Ananias, right, was a devout man according to the law, which means they use the law to measure him, to see what his life based about. His life was about the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High. He did the things the Most High say to do in the law, right? And continue. So they say he was a devout man according to the law, having what?
Having a good report of all the Jews which dwell there.
Right. Having a good report of all the Jews who dwell there. So when they watch this man and examine his life and they know him, everybody living around him in the community, they know this man to have a good standing, right, in the sight of the community and in the sight of the Most High. You understand where I come from? His reputation was speaking, was saying something, right? So he was a devout man according to the law. So he was not a murderer because if he was a murderer, they would not say they would not say they would not say he was of a good report. You understand where I come from? If he was a murderer or a liar or a whoremonger or adulterer, you understand? He have a good report because he was in good standing with the law, right? We jump it from there. We jump into Romans 2 and verse 13. Babakasha.
Romans 2 and verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, just before the Most High, but the doers of the law shall be justified.
That's right. You understand where I'm from? So do just be hearers of the law. You understand? We have to be doers of the law also. So all who like to say that the laws in the New Testament, there are no laws to keep in the New Testament, that is not true. You understand? It's not just hearing about the law and the pastor reading it to you, even though some of the majority of them don't read nothing about the law. Understand? But even though that you reading to you must be a doer of the law. You must rehearse the righteous acts. Understand? You must do the law. Right? Continue.
Verse 14. For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves.
Right. And this part here is a heavy part, right? Because you see now, for when the Gentiles who have not the law, right? When I say the Gentiles who have not the law, these are Israelites, right? Living in they wasn't living in Jerusalem. They was living in just like today, like we living in Trinidad, right? I want to say the Gentiles have not the law. It's like when you're living in Jerusalem, right? The priests used to hold people accountable for the law, right? So if a man commit adultery, the priest they will hold you, arrest you, and put you on trial. And if they find you guilty, well, they get stoned to death, right? So in the city in Jerusalem, it was accountable. But when you hear you as an Israelite now living in a distant land now, right? I tell you now, I tell you here, for when the Gentiles have not the law. So in other words, saying, for when the Gentiles have no police, because the law was like the police, right? The priest was like the law. And understand? So them was like the police in the land. So you living in a distant land now, the priest can reach you. And understand? So if you commit adultery, it has nobody to do nothing. Like now, like today. And understand where I'm from? Right? Like people in the world walking around today. If they commit adultery, it has nobody to hold them accountable. And understand? So these Gentiles here now didn't have no governing body to hold them accountable. So that is why it say for when the Gentiles have not the law, right? So it had nobody to hold them accountable. Do by nature contain the things contained in the law. So they didn't have nobody to hold them accountable, but they was still doing the law. You understand where I come from? Them realize Paul come and teach them and they realize, wait, now we have to keep the law, them in care. Whether I have priests or no priests, them they make up in the mind, but we still keeping the law. That is what we're doing today. You understand where I come from? We in Trinidad, we here under commanding General Hannah, we send the priests and prophets of the Lord, and we keep continuing to keep the law. You understand? We not waiting for somebody to tell you, well, the officer show you, like, no, you don't care. You're keeping the law anyhow, right? Regardless of whether priest or no priest, right? Having not the law, right? These having not the law, so because there are no person to govern over them, are a law unto themselves. So now you become a law unto yourself because you now holding yourself accountable. You understand where I'm from? You making sure that you eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You understand where I'm from? You making sure that when you enter the grocery, you understand, you pick up the packet and you watch it and you read, and it say chicken. You understand? You're now holding yourself accountable. You understand? You're not going to sleep with nobody's wife. You're not going to murder nobody. You're not becoming a homosexual, right? You're not making your wife commit abortion. right? And these things, you holding yourself accountable, right? In the law, right? Even though so in not waiting for a priest to come and hold you accountable. You keeping it on your own. So that we were saying, right? The Gentiles at that time, when the hear the teachings of Paul, them decide to keep the law and hold yourself accountable, right? So that was verse 14, right? Verse 15. Read verse 15, Baba Kusha.
Verse 15, which show the word of the law written in their hearts.
Right? So it showed the word of the law written in their hearts. Right? Continue.
The conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts, the meanwhile accusing, or else accusing one another.
Right. So because the whole yourself accountable to the law, it showed that the law was written in their hearts. And Mark 7:21 tells the heart is the mind. So the law now in the mind, day and night. When they think about it, and they rock back, they say, now, but I can't sleep with that. I can't sleep with my wife now because I will go against the Most High. You understand? So now your conscience had a beat you because the law, that's how you know the law written in your heart now. You understand? So every time you go to do something evil, it comes up in your mind. Say, I can't do that, boy. You understand where I'm coming from? So that's how you know. That's how you know you grow. You understand? You know you grow because it started come up. It started stay up here. You understand where I'm coming from? Right? It started live. It become the word become a living thing in you. You understand? Unlike the Pharisees now used to try to bend the law. You understand? So if the law say, for the best example, the law say, I don't eat pork. Right? That's a simple thing, right? Right? But they're gonna say, well, the law say don't eat pork, but this have pork grindings in it. You understand? So they still know, or they're gonna say, well, these not pork on the pack mark bacon. You understand? They didn't mark pork. You understand? So they're trying to find a way to bend the law, and because they try to bend the law, you understand? They cause a lot of people to fall away then. You understand? Because when they see one man doing that, where the next man gonna think, I could do it too. You understand where I'm coming from? And that's what going. So they just tell people to do things, and them themselves never used to do it. You understand where I'm coming from? And that is that so they then become a stumbling block to people who wanted to serve the Most High, right? All right. From there you go jump to Matthew 7. No, slack here. You jump into Romans 3:31. Baba Kusha. Romans 3:31. Baba Kusha.
Romans 3 and verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
Right, you understand? And then another thing Christians is like to say, well, you just have faith in the Lord. You understand where I'm coming from? And once you have faith, everything alright. You understand? We good. You understand? But Paul telling them, you understand? If we go throw away the law just because we have faith. You understand? And he tell them, God forbid. So God forbid, he means he say no. You understand? He say we have to establish the law. You understand? So it's not one without the other. You have to keep the law. So no matter how they try to dance it, you understand? And say you have faith and have love and kindness, and you have to keep the law. Right? That is the gist of what Paul was trying to say, right? Jump to Romans 7:2. Baba Kusha.
Romans 7 verse 2. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband.
Right. So even in the New Testament, this is in Romans, it's telling you that the woman that hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband. Right? Go ahead.
So long as he liveth.
Right, so long as he liveth. So as long as he liveth, thy wife. You understand? Right, continue.
But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law
Right.
of her husband.
But if the husband dead, no, she free to remarry because she husband dead, right? But this showing you that they used to keep the law. You understand where I'm coming from? Right? This was a law in marriage. You understand? And this is in the New Testament. This is in Romans, long after Christ passed. You understand where I'm from? So it's showing you that in the law, right? That in the New Testament, Salakia, that in the New Testament, that you had to keep the law. Right? They were still keeping the law. Before fathers were still keeping the law in the New Testament. Right? Go down to Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 8, Baba Kisha. So all others try to make we feel that when it reaches the New Testament that we could just live carefree and just live in love and we don't have to do nothing. That is not true. And so we have to keep the laws, statutes and commandments of the Most High. Right? So jump to Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. Baba Kisha.
First Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. But we know that the law is good.
Right? So you say here, but we know that the law is what?
The law is good.
That is right. The law is good. You understand? So it's nothing bad about the law. You understand? I just tell you the law is not grievous. You understand? Some people may make it to feel that I can't do this and I can't do that. All that is nonsense. You understand where I'm from? Plenty of the laws, right? A lot of people already doing it already. Right? But as I say, you can't do some of the laws, you have to do all the law. You understand where I'm from? Plenty of the laws. Because it have plenty people, like a law, you can't smoke. And it have a lot of people who not smoking. You understand where I'm from? And they will never smoke. You understand? So they just make it to feel that it's something hard and I can't do this. That is not true. You understand? A lot of people do eat crab, a lot of people do eat shrimp, a lot of people do eat pork, a lot of people do eat lobster. You understand? So it's a lot of things that people already doing. So you just had to hasten to do the ones that you're not applying. That is all. You understand? So that make it to feel that the law is something hard to keep. Is nothing hard to keep. The scripture says the law is not grievous. Right? Right? So continue. The law is good.
The law is good if a man use it lawfully.
That's right. So say the law is good if a man uses it lawfully. Understand? And if they tell you the law is good if a man uses it lawfully, that means some people that use the law to do evil, to bring they're bringing accusations on people and making them feel it mean one thing when it mean the other. You understand where I'm from? So that like in the early days, right? The tell you servants obey your masters. The white man make the slaves to feel that it was talking about he, when it wasn't talking about he. It talking about Christ. You understand where I'm from? Right? But the white man used that scripture now to make slaves believe that he was the master. You understand where I'm from? So slaves now didn't want because when they read is death if it obey the master. You understand where I'm from? So that is in Colossians. Right? So they use that scripture now to keep the slaves in subjection. You understand? Right? And that is how people until people go so far to believe that the Bible is a white man book. You understand? Because how they was taught the Bible. They taught the Bible from a white perspective. You understand? All the images white and everybody, all the prophets white, angels white, and all these nonsense. You understand? And because they get taught from that perspective now, they don't want to do with the book. When they don't understand that the book itself is the history of the black, Hispanic and Native Indian man. This is we history. Understand? And that is how they're able to prevent black people or the Negro man from reading the Bible. Because in your mind, they already implant in your mind that is a white man book. So you don't want to read it. You understand? And that's how they keep you away from the book. Right? From the Bible. Alright, so from there jump to James chapter 2 and verse 9, Baba Kesha.
James chapter 2 and verse 9. But if you have respect to a person, you commit sin and convince of the law as transgressors.
That's right. And as I'm coming from, by the law, we were never supposed to have respect of persons. And as I'm coming from, these more part down. And as I'm coming from, so he could slide. It was never so. And as I'm coming from, you're convinced of the law as transgressors. The law will expose you as a transgressor. You understand? When we go out in the street, we be charging from the kings who ruling down to the people on the earth, right? That the laws, statutes, and commandments stand today. You understand where I'm coming from? So you ain't telling the people down here don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. And when they reach the prime minister, you're telling them, well they know well they can eat it on the side. That's not true. We holding the law right through. No matter where we go. You understand where I'm coming from? Whether we eat with the kings of the earth or with the normal man on the ground. The Most High law stands for the entire earth. You understand? That is the wisdom of Israel. You understand? All the nations go see it and know that Israel is a wise and understanding. So we have to keep these laws, and these laws was keep right through the New Testament, right? Jump down to verse 8, Baba Kusha. Jump back up to verse 8, Baba Kusha. Yeah.
James chapter 2 and verse 8. If you fulfill the royal law according to the scripture.
Right. So what is called the royal laws according to the scripture is what we did read before, with loving the Lord thy God with all your heart, soul, mind, and body, and loving the neighbor as yourself, right? That what is called the royal law, right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Mm-hmm.
You do well.
Right, and he say you do well, and then verse 9 he say, but you can have respect to persons, right? The law is the law, right? They lay down the law just how the Most High put it down. We lay down the law, whether it be chief or the common man on the street, right? And with that now, I just jump back to John 8 and 32, and we'll close off.
John chapter 8 and verse 32. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Right, he says you should know the truth. Yeah, you could get it by the time. Down to the back. Yeah. It says you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, right? Right? And this is the truth. That the laws, statutes, and commandments, right, is to be kept today, just as it was in the past, just as it was with the forefathers. The scripture tells you throughout the generations, right? We had to keep this law, and throughout the generations mean you learn the law, your children learn the law, they pass it to their children, and them pass it to their children, and keep going down the line, right? It never say to stop, because after it say throughout the generations, it say forever. So this continuing right down through generations, right? So again, right? Remember, tonight is the Black Watch with Commanding General Hannah, right? He is being interviewed, right, by Olga Belova, right? It is a Russian journalist, right? And they will be going to be talking about George Floyd, the George Floyd issue, right? ISUPK and the boot kisses, right? And the black man, the black man living in America, the lifestyle of the black man living in America. You understand how we living under this systemic oppression, right? So again, I just like to say to his parents, brothers and sisters, somos el ISUPK de 125 calle Harlem, New York, bajo el mando General Hanna. Este campamento su sede en Trinidad y Tobago. Hemos sido enseñando la verdad sobre la Biblia desde 1969, que los negros, hispanos y indios natavios son las 12 tribus perdidas de la nación de Israel. Para obtener más información, por favor, llame a 290-5173 y el líder del campamento para esta zona is el oficial Galawan. And with that, we pass the class on over to Priest and Officer Shah. Okay, come on inside.
Security announcements. We are the ISPK out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana. The rules for brothers and sisters. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they have off limit for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves off the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, if the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry, tithe, which is the commandments, you can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10 in Hebrew, and it's pronounced as Maishara. 10% of every penny the increase the Lord gives you to the treasury department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests, non-mandatory, whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. Memorial blowing of trumpets. The first day of the 7th month, which is Thursday, September 17, 2020. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 and 25. Reminder Appium and Aquatium to check on social media such as ISPK, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISPK events and material. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, light shirt, light pants, light headband or scarf. Did I say Matthew?
Sir.
When I say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabashamayim,
Kwadash,
Ayah,
Ayah,
Shamka, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Lakwaka,
Taba'a,
Ratazaka,
Ratazaka,
Ayah, Aisha,
Aisha,
Barataza, Hawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Natan, Nanawa, Lakom, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Noah, Kabawaki Noah, Pasalaki Noah, Kabawaki Noah, Wala'a, Tabayana Noah, Basaya One, Abol, Awashai Noah, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Abalakwa, Wahala, Wataparat, Lai, Wa'alomium, Aman.
What we said in the English is our
Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed
be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
We're going to say the Hakat, Yahweh, Basham, Oshai, Abukasha, Latan Lanawa, Akat, La Rapa, Kalmakala, Wakamanawan, Wakat, Lata, Hamatazarium, Akat, La Kwayam, Matayam, Akat, Irakawat, Atamayala, Lagarishun, Basham, Oshai, Tawada Aman. In the English, what we said is Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh. Please give us all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it. When I say the blessings in Hebrew, Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Wayashai, Wa Maka'ala, Wa'al La Hayam,
Al-Hayam,
Atazabia,
Matazabia,
Alawapiahana,
Ala-Wapiahana,
La-Wapiam,
Ala-Wapiam,
Asaranium,
Asaranium,
Aquatazayanyam,
Hakwatazayanyam,
Aqualyam,
Akayalyam,
Watiam,
Wakwatiam,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Basham,
Bashem,
Awashai,
Yahushai,
Tawada, Aman.
Tawada Aman. In the English, what is
Let Yahweh,
and the Yahushai,
and Yahweh,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yohana,
Commanding General Yohana,
generals,
generals,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in the
Yahushai,
name of Yahushua.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
We're going to say the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in the
Yahushai,
name of Yahushua.
listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses
That evil and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us.
thy prophets,
Thy prophets,
the
thy
teachers,
teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite
the
brothers,
Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the schools.
Send evils and
That
curses
evil and curses,
and punishment and
and
destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the
to
heathen,
the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the treasure of the rich of
the
Israel
treasure of the rich of
that
Israel.
refuse to give to the school.
They refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches
Cause their riches
to enter into thy
to
sanctuary.
enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and
That
curses
evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites
to the Edomites
and the nation
and the nation,
and their drug
the
dealers,
drug dealers,
court system,
court system,
prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our
all the
enemies,
governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
Pope, Islam,
Islam,
Christianity, Egyptology,
Militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads, Fuzzy Komotazi,
Quadrimon
Gay Movement,
Gay Movement,
Lesbian Movement,
Spies,
Workers of Witchcraft,
Workers of Witchcraft,
NASA Space Program,
NASA Space Program,
Army,
Navy,
Air Force,
Marines,
Wall Street, open up the internet,
open up the internet,
and the airwaves, cable access channels,
cable access channels,
and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people, that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction, to all the heathen, that stand in the way, or try to stop us, from broadcasting your words, throughout the planet earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro, through the earth, and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief, and the murderer. Let Yahushai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers, and punish all the heathen that come up against us, as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you.
We thank you.
So be it.
We're going to say the blessed Israel. Yahweh. Bashem. Awashai. Barak Lanawa. Waya Rashala. Wahab Bayat. Saparium. Barak. Rapah. Magan.
Commanding General Yohana, generals, captains, officers, troopers, sisters, children, all the destroyed of Israel, Officer Galawan and family, Officer Wapiala and family, Officer Makwayak and family, Officer Makakobal and family, Officer Tazawar and family, Officer Yakad and family, Officer Barrett and family.
All the brothers and sisters in the ISCPK.
All the brothers and sisters in the ISCPK.
All the brothers and sisters fighting coming to the truth.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come to the truth.
ISCPK Trinidad and Tobago.
ISCPK Trinidad and Tobago.
Zion. Daniela. Wesleyan. Jamelia. Trisha. Mayalyn. Chantel. Nima. Khadijah. Basham. Awashai. Tawada Aman.
What we said in the English was, Lord,
Lord,
in the name of
in the
Yahushua,
name of Yahushua,
bless us,
bless us
and Israel,
and Israel
and the school.
and the school.
Bless,
Bless,
heal,
heal,
shield,
shield,
protect our loved ones.
protect our loved ones.
In the name of
In
Yahushua,
the name of
we
Yahushua,
thank you.
we thank you.
So be it.
So be it. So, let us online. Let's get a teacher warm courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Bashim Rashai Brakata.
Yahweh Shem Yoshai Bakatam.
Yadimata. Let's get sisters online a warm courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak.
Yahweh Shema Elatan Bashim Yoshai. Yadiyabata.
Yeah.